Did you know that the soft, colorful, and delicate dessert we call gelatin originates from animal bones and hides? While it may seem surprising, behind every spoonful of gelatin lies a complex industrial process that transforms animal remains into one of the most versatile ingredients in the food world. Today, on this fascinating journey, you'll discover how gelatin is made from scratch with near-surgical precision, cutting-edge technology, and a history few know about. Gelatin has an ancient and functional past. In ancient Egypt, bones were boiled for hours to create a gelatinous broth, used both in food and in certain treatments. However, it wasn't until 1845 that inventor Peter Cooper patented gelatin as we know it today. A dry ingredient, simple to prepare and store, that revolutionized modern cooking. Decades later, during the World Wars, its value reached its peak. Compact, lightweight, rich in protein, and perfect for feeding soldiers on the front lines. Gelatin today embodies the evolution of this ancient idea. Gelatin is no longer just a children's dessert. It's found in medical capsules, sports supplements, cosmetics, and even as a key tool in the meat industry. But to understand all this, you first need to understand its properties. Collagen, a protein found in large quantities in the skin, bones, and connective tissues of cattle and pigs, is the basis of gelatin. Its ability to form a gel when cooled makes it a unique and highly functional ingredient. Gelatin has no color, taste, or odor, but its true magic appears when it comes into contact with hot water. It dissolves completely, then upon cooling, it transforms into a firm, elastic, and slightly shiny substance. This texture makes it indispensable in thousands of products, from classic desserts to gummy candies, marshmallows, yogurts, and many others. Outside of cooking, gelatin plays a major role in the pharmaceutical industry. It is used to make soft and hard capsules that protect the active ingredients in medications while dissolving easily in the body. It is also essential in dietary supplements, particularly those enriched with hydrolyzed collagen, which is highly prized by athletes and those looking to improve the health of their skin and joints. In the cosmetic sector, it is found in creams, gels, masks, and even shampoos. Its ability to improve skin elasticity and strengthen hair and nails makes it a valuable ingredient. Gelatin is also used in the meat industry, traditional photography, and even the manufacture of specialty collars. In sports, many athletes regularly consume it as a dietary supplement. Did you know all these aspects of gelatin? Do you prefer to consume it as a dessert or as a supplement? The industrial production of gelatin begins with the collection of raw materials rich in collagen. These come mainly from the meat industry, including bones, skin, and connective tissues of pigs and cattle. Although they are not intended for direct consumption, their nutritional and functional value is immense. Once collected, they are transported in refrigerated trucks to specialized factories. The cold is crucial to prevent decomposition and preserve the integrity of the collagen. Upon arrival, everything undergoes rigorous inspection and cleaning. Meat residue, fat, and other impurities are removed using powerful jets of water and suitable solutions. This step is crucial. The purity of the collagen depends on impeccable cleaning. Next, the hides are cut into thin strips and the bones are ground down to small fragments of about 2 centimeters. This maximizes the exposure of the collagen and facilitates its extraction. The materials are then immersed in large tanks of hot water at 70 degrees Celsius. This temperature is ideal, high enough to break the fibers and release the collagen, but without altering its molecular structure. To improve its solubility, acidifying agents such as vinegar are added. These substances slightly modify the protein structure, making the collagen easier to extract and optimizing the following steps of the process. This seemingly simple process is actually a choreography of chemistry, temperature, and time, transforming animal remains into a valuable base for gelatin. Then comes the crucial step, collagen extraction. The prepared bones and skins are cooked for a long time in enormous, sealed vats. This slow cooking allows the fibers to gradually dissolve, resulting in a thick, protein-rich liquid, similar to concentrated broth. Precision is essential. If the temperature is too high, the collagen structure is damaged and the quality of the gelatin is compromised. Too low, and the extraction remains incomplete. Each parameter is therefore strictly controlled: heat, duration, acidity. The resulting liquid, although viscous, still contains impurities and unwanted residues. It must undergo very fine filtration. In the most modern plants, ceramic microfilters are used. They trap even the smallest particles under high pressure, allowing only a clear, pure liquid to pass through, ready for concentration. This step guarantees the clarity, texture, and taste of the final gelatin. Each drop has been refined with industrial precision, the result of decades of research and expertise. Once the collagen has been purified, the concentration stage begins. The solution passes through large evaporation tanks where excess water is carefully removed. Gradually, the volume decreases until it reaches a thick, dense consistency, similar to honey. This concentrate contains the essential proteins, amino acids, and collagen structures required for gelatin, but it is not yet usable. To ensure its safety, it undergoes rapid heating, which destroys any remaining microorganisms without altering its properties. The mixture is then gradually cooled under controlled conditions. The collagen molecules then arrange themselves, forming a semi-solid, elastic, and shiny mass, raw gelatin. This block is then pressed through perforated discs, giving rise to fine filaments. These fall onto conveyor belts where they are dried in sterile hot air until all moisture is removed. The dried gelatin is then ground into a fine, homogeneous powder. This powder forms the basis of the gelatin we know today. But before it reaches our kitchens, it still needs to be given flavor, color, and character. At this point, one of the most creative steps begins: blending the ingredients. Sugar is added first. It not only adds sweetness, but also improves the final texture and helps extend shelf life. pH regulators like citric acid are then added to balance the acidity and provide a pleasant, consistent taste. Then come the flavors: strawberries, lemons, pineapples, and oranges, carefully blended to ensure a consistent, flavorful experience with every preparation. This is when the gelatin truly takes on its personality. Natural colors like beetroot, turmeric, or carrot, or artificial ones, are then added. These vibrant hues not only serve to beautify the product, but also enhance the consumer's sensory experience. Finally, stabilizers and anti-caking agents are added to prevent the powder from clumping and ensure rapid dissolution during home preparation. The result is a perfectly balanced powder, ready to be packaged. Packaging is the final but essential step. The powdered gelatin is first stored in large containers that can hold up to a ton. It then passes through automated dosing systems that divide it into precise portions intended for both domestic consumption and industrial use. The small 10 to 15 gram packs found in supermarkets are designed to prepare half a liter of gelatin. Family-size versions of 100 grams or more also exist, as well as industrial packs weighing several kilos for confectioners, ice cream parlors, or bakeries. Each bag or box is hermetically sealed and automatically labeled with all the necessary information: flavor, expiration date, production batch, nutritional value. These packages are designed to be attractive and functional, protecting the powder from moisture, heat, and other external factors. Finally, the finished products are grouped into cardboard boxes, placed on pallets, and shipped to distribution centers. From there, they reach supermarkets, convenience stores, and bakeries around the world. But before concluding, it's important to remember one essential point: the benefits of gelatin. It's not just delicious, it's also beneficial. Its versatility allows it to be used in a wide variety of products, from desserts and sweets to pharmaceutical capsules and dietary supplements. Its most valuable property is its gelling ability. Dissolved in hot water and then cooled, it gives a semi-solid and elastic texture that can be used to create flan, mousse, or marshmallows. In addition, it acts as a stabilizer, thickener, and binder in the food industry. From a nutritional point of view, it is a source of collagen, a key protein for healthy skin, hair, nails, and joints. It contains amino acids like glycine and proline, which promotes cell regeneration, tissue flexibility, and proper digestive function. Fat and cholesterol-free and very low in calories, it's ideal for balanced diets. It's often included in the meal plans of those looking to naturally improve joint mobility or strengthen their hair and nails. In the world of sports, it's used as a supplement to support muscle recovery and preserve the elasticity of tendons and ligaments. And in pharmacies, it's used to design capsules that are easier to swallow and digest. But don't leave yet. That's not all. The rest of this video will be just as exciting, so stay tuned until the end. And most importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. At first glance, it may seem like a simple condiment, but Himalayan pink salt is much more than that. Its pink hue is captivating, its price is surprising, and its presence in spas, gourmet kitchens, and wellness boutiques has transformed it into a global symbol of luxury and purity. What's surprising is that, chemically, it is 98% identical to conventional table salt. So why can it cost up to 30 times more? What's so special about it? Some claim it has healing properties. Others denounce it as a marketing ploy. But what no one can deny is that its origin is absolutely fascinating. This salt was formed over 250 million years ago, trapped underground since the age of the dinosaurs. Today, hundreds of thousands of tons of this ancient mineral are extracted each year from a mine in Pakistan, worked with near-surgical precision, and then transformed into sparkling crystals destined to illuminate shelves around the world. But how does this journey really unfold? Who is behind that pink glow that intrigues us so much? Stay tuned as we uncover the long and surprising journey of the planet's most famous salt. The story of Himalayan pink salt doesn't begin in a luxurious kitchen or a health food store. It began more than 250 million years ago, when vast primordial oceans covered what is now South Asia. Gradually, these seas evaporated, leaving behind enormous layers of salt, which were then buried by tectonic movements and geological pressure. This is how the oldest and purest salt deposits in the world were created. Contrary to what its name suggests, this salt is not extracted directly from the Himalayas, but from the Kaura mine in Pakistan, located more than 300 kilometers from the mountain range. There, in an underground labyrinth of more than 40 kilometers of gallery, lies one of the most impressive deposits on the planet. It is estimated to contain nearly 6.7 billion tons of salt. Its discovery, however, is almost legendary. It is said that in the 4th century BC, the horses of Alexander the Great's army licked the pinkish rocks in the region, revealing this buried treasure. This episode marked the beginning of a 1,000-year-old relationship between human beings and this salt. For centuries, local populations have mined it on a small scale, using it as a preservative, currency, and traditional medicine. But it's only recently, with the rise of global trade and wellness trends, that pink salt has become a cultural and commercial phenomenon. Its distinctive color comes from low concentrations of iron oxide and more than 80 trace minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and potassium, although they only represent about 2% of its total composition. These are the things that give it its unique color and its reputation as a healthy salt. Yet, beyond its chemical properties, what truly makes it valuable is its history. A fossil from a vanished ocean, compressed over millions of years, preserved intact under tons of rock, is now extracted by hand in one of the most extreme environments on the planet. It's not just salt, it's living geology, a relic of the past that today graces the landscape with its mysterious splendor. Hidden in the arid landscape of northern Pakistan, at the foot of the Punjab Hills, lies an underground marvel, the Kiora salt mine. It is the second largest in the world and has been operating almost continuously since its discovery over 2,000 years ago. From the outside, it looks like a simple industrial complex, but stepping through its entrance reveals a vast labyrinth of pink tunnels, extraction chambers, and galleries stretching more than 40 kilometers below the surface. Every day, Around 500 miners descend to a depth of 300 meters to extract blocks of salt that have lain there since long before the continents as we know them formed. Unlike other mining industries, speed and volume are not paramount here. The process is meticulous. Small cavities are first drilled into the massive salt walls by hand or with heavy machinery. Then, explosive charges are placed with surgical precision. The detonation must release the blocks without altering their crystalline structure. The process resembles a medical operation more than an industrial operation. Each explosion releases enormous blocks weighing between 50 and 200 kilograms, which are then transported manually or on small wagons to the surface. The purest and most translucent pieces are reserved for gastronomic or decorative uses, while those with impurities are used for industrial purposes. Working conditions are harsh. The temperature hovers around 30 degrees Celsius. The humidity is oppressive, the air is heavy, and every movement requires considerable energy. The miners work for hours without seeing daylight, armed with hammers, drills, and impressive endurance. Yet the mine is very much alive. Some of these oldest galleries have been transformed into tourist attractions, housing salt car structures, mosques, statues, and even a small train running through part of the tunnels. And despite an annual extraction of nearly 400,000 tons, barely 1% of the deposit has been exploited. This treasure could last for several more centuries. Now that we've seen how this ancient salt is extracted, let's look at the next step, its transformation into a luxury product. Once the blocks of salt are brought up from the depths of the mine, a completely different process begins. The transformation from raw material to refined product. But before shining on store shelves or restaurant plates, each fragment of pink salt undergoes rigorous inspection. It all begins in the open-air storage areas, where the blocks are stacked in huge piles. There, an initial visual inspection separates the lighter, more transparent pieces, intended for consumption, from the darker or more imperfect blocks, reserved for industrial or decorative use. The selected blocks are then transported to the processing plants. Unlike other chemically refined salts, pink salt undergoes a more natural process. It is first washed with pressurized water to remove dust, chips, and extraction residue. This washing is carefully controlled to prevent the water from dissolving the crystals. Then, it passes through vibrating sieves that filter out the remaining impurities and sort the salt according to the size of the pieces. This is when its aesthetic metamorphosis begins. The largest blocks are crushed into smaller fragments, then reduced to fine, medium, or coarse grains, depending on their destination. Technology plays a key role here. Optical scanners analyze each batch to verify visual purity and color consistency. Only crystals that meet the strictest criteria are then dried and packaged. But pink salt doesn't always end up on our plates. A significant portion is hand-carved into blocks, plates, bowls, and lamps. These creations pass through specialized workshops, where saws with reinforced blades cut the material, continuously cooled by water to prevent overheating. Craftsmen then polish each piece to reveal its inner veins and enhance its color, transforming a simple mineral into an aesthetic object. Other factories produce bath salts, scrubs, or massage stones, capitalizing on the wellness image associated with this product. While science remains cautious about its true benefits for the body, its symbolic and visual value is undeniable. From grains enhancing a dish to lamps illuminating a spa, pink salt has achieved a remarkable feat from prehistoric marine fossil to a contemporary icon of natural luxury. Today, Himalayan pink salt is much more than just a seasoning. It's a real brand, a product that, thanks to marketing, has surrounded itself with an almost magical aura. It's attributed with various virtues, including improving circulation, reducing stress, purifying the air, balancing the body's pH, and even protecting against electromagnetic radiation. But what does science really say? From a chemical point of view, this salt remains sodium chloride, like any other. 98% of its composition is identical to that of table salt. The remaining 2% corresponds to trace minerals such as iron, calcium, and magnesium, responsible for its distinctive color and taste. However, these amounts are so small that they provide no significant nutritional benefit. Despite everything, the narrative surrounding it has been enough to transform it into a symbol of well-being and naturalness. It sells not only for what it is, but for what it represents: purity, antiquity, mysticism. And in a world obsessed with authenticity and naturalness, this is priceless. In Pakistan, a kilo can cost less than $1, but once packaged, processed, and exported, it can sell for 10, 20, or even 30 times more in Western stores. As for derivative products, lamps, artisanal salt shakers, and wellness accessories, they sometimes reach even higher prices, especially when they are accompanied by concepts like energy, relaxation, or purification. In short, the true strength of this salt lies not only in its taste. It lies in its history, its aesthetics, and the marketing narrative that surrounds it. It's the perfect example of a prehistoric mineral that, thanks to a captivating narrative, has become one of the most coveted salts on the planet. But beware, that's not all. The rest of this video will be just as exciting, so stay tuned until the end. And most importantly, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content.